I'm joined by a special guest today here, my wife, Jill, because... what is this?
I'm waving.
Yeah, but you're like... We are going to discuss a topic that we've had not heated. We've had debates about before, and that is toning exercises, because she's had 5 kids now, and she's had 5 kids, and a lot of times after all the kids, you've done what the Beachbody workouts, which is cool. The Beachbody program, it's pretty cheap, and there's tons of workouts you can do. I think that's where the P90X started, all that different stuff, which we did a long time ago, and that was pretty terrible.
Until we got in trouble.
And we got in trouble in our apartment for doing jumping jacks, and the person was like, my fan's gonna fall. Anyways, different story. So she's done all these type of things in the past, and it's fine, it works for her. But sometimes I'll laugh because I'm saying, hey, what kind of workout are you doing? And it's like a something toning workout or
a bar workout.
Some kind of toning in the title. I'm like, well, what makes it toning? Well, like, you're doing this muscle to make this muscle more toned. I was like, well, in all reality, all you need to be more toned is to be less fat. I mean, to put it bluntly. I just looked it up just to be sure. So toning exercises are physical exercises that are used with the aim of developing a physique with a large emphasis on musculature in a context of leanness in the body with noticeable muscle definition and shape, but not significant muscle size. So essentially, you just want your muscles to show.
So use lower weights with more reps.
Which is incorrect. We'll get to that.
For toning.
We'll get to that in a minute too. But the only exercise you need to do for toning is putting your fork down, or your spoon, or chopsticks, or your fingers, or whatever you're using to eat. Because the more food you eat, the more fat you gain, or you stop eating, you're in a deficit, all right? Calorie deficit's what you need to lose weight. You don't have to do any exercise to get lean and toned in all reality. However, if you're super skinny and don't have any muscle, then you can lose a lot of fat and just look like a stick figure. So you need to have some muscle. But the idea of lighter weight, higher reps. The funny thing is, for me, I used to always try to lift heavy. I'm doing like 2, 3, 4 reps on bench press or whatever, just to try to lift as much weight as I can. I didn't make much growth for like a decade in muscle size. When I started lightening the weights and doing higher reps, like 12, 15 reps, that was when my muscle started growing. Because when it comes to building muscle, I feel like you're staring at me, it's making me nervous. When it comes to building muscle, it's time under tension is what matters. So if you're sitting there with heavy weight, banging out a few reps, and it takes you 5 seconds for your set, you can still build muscle. I mean, anywhere from 5 to 30 reps is what's gonna help you build muscle, and it's mostly a time under tension thing. So the 5 reps, it's not just banging them out quick, but still control, letting the I'm doing bench press for some reason. Could be squat, whatever kind of workout you're doing. Curls, contraction, then let it down slowly and control the weight, and that's what's gonna build muscle. So in all reality, doing higher reps, you're probably more likely to build muscle.
You may have lowered your weight, but it still may not be lightweight.
Yeah.
Well, like the bar exercise that I did when I was pregnant, you used 2, 3, and 5 pounds, which sounds extremely light, it is. But you're holding your arms out for a really long time.
So time under tension, that's what we're talking about. You feel your muscles burning?
Yeah.
So when your muscles are burning, you're working them. A lot of times if you go through, bang on a few reps real quick, you don't even really feel anything. Like it's hard to get the last rep up, but it's kind of like, okay, I think I used my chest, I'm not sure, in that bench press. But the bigger thing is, I think a lot of girls, women, females, I don't know how to say girls.
What do we think?
You don't want to be big and bulky. You don't want to be all muscular. I've heard someone say before that I don't want to go to the gym because I don't want to get all muscly. And I can tell you what, if you accidentally get huge and muscly, please tell me your secret, because I've been trying for like over 5 years and I have gotten bigger, but it wasn't by accident. It's like working out 5, 6 days a week, pretty hard to failure all the time. So the thing is, if you want to be toned, all it takes is to lose weight. You do have to have some muscle, but instead of doing like a 15-minute HIIT workout, which is cool, you know, you could burn 100, 150 calories maybe. You could go for an hour walk, you know, maybe not all at once, but you could burn like 300 calories doing that. So you don't feel like you're doing as much work, but you are burning calories throughout the day, and that's all it is. You have to have fewer calories in than what you're putting out a day, yeah, and then you're gonna lose weight. And I've got lots of videos on different food choices and all that type of stuff. But that's a lot of people's problems, is you just go and think, oh, I'll just have
Sorry.
She was sitting up on her knees because she's so short. Now I look like a giant. I'll get like this. You go by McDonald's and you get a cheeseburger and a fry and don't realize you just had like 800 calories. A small fry pack.
Dad joke.
I am a dad of 5. But you don't realize you just ate 800 calories and then you're still hungry later because it really wasn't that much food. It's just a lot of fat, a lot of grease and all that type of stuff added to it. But then you get some good recipes like a big bulky salad we have sometimes, and then that fills you up. You get a lot of protein, you get a lot of good nutrients you need, and then your calories in really isn't that much. And you do those things like walking, working out. I mean, I have no problem. You wanna do Beachbody workouts, do something that you like that's fun. Like she had me make a bodybuilding program. No.
I had you make.
You asked me about it.
Yeah, you said, hey, can I make you a program and you can use that instead of doing your Beachbody workout?
And she said no at first, and then later on she asked me what you could do. So. Yeah, you did. No. Pretty sure you did. Well, ever since she started doing it, my mom's asked me, my sisters asked me.
But I do like it.
What I did for her was I made a full body workout, 3 different versions of it, so she can pick and choose from what she wants, where she hits all of her muscles. It takes about 35, 40 minutes, depending on how long it takes her to switch up the stuff that we have in our garage for my gym. But that's good, you know, you work your muscles some and then do the other stuff you like too, but I don't care if she does those or not. The big thing is, are you being healthy? I don't care if you lift weights.
It's just funny, because he makes fun of me a lot when I do my videos.
When some of the stuff I see her doing in the videos, I'm like, babe, you'd be better off just going for a walk. Like, the things that crack me up is like,
it was a the wonder thing though, that was a prenatal.
But the things where it's like, those like compound type of things. So I'm gonna do like a lunge holding these weights and then stand up and do a curl. Well, if I'm using weights that are heavy enough for me to do a lunge, I'm not gonna be able to curl that weight. And if I can curl the weights, I'm not really challenging myself with a lunge. So I'm kind of like, why not just focus on one thing, hit that muscle hard a few times, and then work on the other muscles so that you actually work it enough to make something happen. But if you're just
toning, you don't need those heavy weights.
Yes, if you're toning,
you're doing squats with body weight.
Calories?
You're doing squats with body weight.
So let me know in the comments, how many calories do you think you burn in 45 minutes to an hour session in the gym from lifting weights, as opposed to doing how long are those videos? Like 20 minutes usually?
It just depends.
20 to 30 minutes?
40 minutes. Depends on the video.
They're
all different.
Those type of things she does for 20 or 30 minutes, she's probably burning more calories than she would lifting weights for an hour, because in all reality, pushing some weights and then resting, I mean, the way I did it for her is circuits, so you keep going, but it's still not that tiring. It's not burning that many calories. It is tiring. Did I say it's not that tiring?
Yes.
I mean, it's not tiring when you're sitting there resting and waiting, but when you're doing the circuits, it is more tiring, but it's still not burning a lot of calories. Whereas if I went for a walk for an hour, I'd probably burn more calories than I did lifting weights for an hour, because you're doing more work overall on that walk, moving my 190-ish pound body for 3 miles. So the big thing is you can do toning exercises, but you do these workouts that do burn calories. If you don't realize you're eating more than what you're burning off that exercise, you're never gonna get toned. That's kind of the whole point of it.
I will say, all the programs I've ever used, they all encourage you do the workout along with healthy eating.
And the thing to keep in mind with that is healthy eating doesn't necessarily mean you'll get toned either, because you can eat a lot of calories of healthy food too.
And they talk about calories.
So just be aware that
BodyOnDemand.com.
Not sponsored, but she does it.
Just in case you want to know.
But you got to watch what you're eating and knowing what you're taking in versus what you're putting out, because if you're taking in more than you're putting out or keeping it even, you're never going to get more toned than you are now. Your muscles could get bigger, but in all reality, like Brazilian butt lift, is that from Beachbody or is that a different program?
That one's a little silly. I'll look back on it.
If you're doing butt exercises, your butt's not going to lift up. Your butt muscles will grow if you work them, and if you don't lose any fat because you're still eating too much, your butt will just get bigger overall, and then it might sag down lower. So, just be aware. The calorie deficit's what you need. You can do whatever kind of exercise you want that you like, that you'll continue doing because you enjoy it. That's what I like to talk about, is promoting just healthy habits. You don't have to be a bodybuilder and just get big muscles. I like the look and it's fun for me. I like lifting weights and pushing myself, but Find something you like. We go on walks a lot of times, pushing the baby in the stroller. It's fun. It's not like hard, but it's still out there moving instead of just sitting on the couch and holding the baby and watching a movie. Which we do sometimes too.
No, she won't let us.
Yeah, now she sits there and goes, ah, ah. 1-year-old, terrible ones they should call it, not twos. But does that make sense? Do you disagree?
About the terrible ones?
No, about what we talked about.
We're both right.
We don't need an outro, so that's the end. See ya.